honestly. I cannot do bomb jumps without a vanilla Link looking sprite, and it looks like we're off.
Yep. Oh, all we get is a hi from the uncle. We'll see what our first time is today, and it will be the Piece of Heart.
Not immediately useful, but can be nice for a surprise health refill later on in the city.
Ooh, we got a full Pendant Light World.
If Pedestal is dead, I'm going to be upset.
That's a green pendant on Hera and the red and blue pendants on the other two.
Let's see what the uncle item is here in a few seconds.
Again, this is a guaranteed weapon. We got the Cane of Burna. So our runners will have to manage their magic well in order to get to through the escape. Because there are some rooms they do have to defeat the enemies. But we get a red potion. Would have been better that was a green potion.
Yeah, absolutely. Burna is one of my least favorite starts. Almost every runner doesn't like Aramith did, but Weighty Words, Cassidy, and Koi taking advantage of the two small magic refills below the chest, taking out two guards, hoping for a bomb drop. Neither runner got it, unfortunately, but we'll see if maybe they find one in the chest. We'll see coming up here.
There are a few chests on the way to Zelda's cell. We'll see. There's 6 items in total with this whole Hyrule Dungeon escape sequence. And there's also a map and a small key. We're definitely going to get a small key at one point in time before we get to the escape. We start out with $20.
So I'm generally not a huge fan of doing escape in rando. I usually prefer open mode as opposed to standard. But one thing I do love about standard mode is there is a lot of tech that the runners display as they're getting through this. You'll notice a lot of them are dragging along walls. They're actually pumping up against the wall, or at least they should be. If they want to save frames. It's difficult to tell it. But Link moves at an average of 3 pixels every 2 frames, right? We got 10 arrows in the boomerang chest. Not too useful there. But Link moves at an average of 3 pixels. If you're moving north or west, he moves 2 pixels followed by 1 pixel. If you move south or east, he moves 1 pixel followed by 2 pixels. So by pumping up against the wall, meaning that let's say you're walking up and you're pumping right up against the wall, you're tricking the game into thinking that Link is changing direction, and every time he changes direction, he starts on the 2 pixel movement. So if you do it ideally, he moves twice as fast. So you'd be moving 2 pixels per frame, which to be honest is hard even for a computer, but can save quite a few frames across the course of escape.
Alright, so all of our runners are picking up Zelda. Now they have to go through the actual escape. One last major transfer bombs aside from random drops before we get to the back of the escape. If not, we may have to orphan those 3 items until later on.
Yeah, I know there's at least one, I think there are 2 small magic pickups that you can go out of your way for in the sewers. Aramith might have to make that trip if he wants to continue to farm for bombs, although there are a couple of pots he can use. Koi, Cassidy, and Weighty Words do have a little magic to spare. There's the snake hallway in which you can farm bombs, and there's also, once you get to the water, there's a corner in the top right-hand side of that room that a lot of rats tend to pile into, and you can usually just cut Burna on for 1 cycle and get quite a few kills out of that. So we'll see what our runners opt to do here.
Now, would you want to farm for bombs, or just wait until you get Glove and just come back later?
With Cane of Burna, I prefer to just skip it and not worry about it. But it's a risk you take because you don't know how hard your opponents are farming for bombs. And it's definitely, like, if there's something useful there, you definitely don't want to put it off for too long. Especially if, there ends up being a glove back there. That can be particularly annoying.
Now we are, we're still missing the map, I believe, which could be in either Dark Cross or Sanctuary. So let's say you don't find the map in this Dark Cross chest. Would you be more incentivized knowing that the map could easily be in the bag of escape and now you're just fine for 2 items? Oh, there's the map. So now it's just, never mind, 3 items. Ignore what I was saying.
Isn't rando like that sometimes? So it looks like Cassidy is going straight for the key rat. It doesn't like Cassidy spending a whole lot of time. Koi did make a play for both of those magic refills, and Weighty Words also going on.
Ooh,
Koi got a bomb though.
So we will see if there's something back there. Ooh. Casimoan, I think, ran out of magic. Or enough magic to cast the cane, but he's at the end, though.
Yeah, it looks like Koi might be the only person that gets that, unless Aramith gets a bomb here. Aramith really doing his due diligence trying to get this bomb dropped.
Alright, back at Escape has a piece of heart. 10 arrows. Ooh, huh?
Just a bunch of peace of mind, in my opinion. Like, he knows he never has to come back here, but it's not anything that I'd be super excited to open up, honestly.
I would say that now he knows if he's low on health, he can get a random piece of heart to refill, but he's about ready to get his fourth piece of heart once he gets out of the Escape, because that was in Sanctuary chest. So, of the 6 items in the whole Hyrule Dungeon sequence, 4 of them were pieces of hearts. That's 1/5 of the piece of heart. Not quite 1/5. There's 24 pieces of heart, right? Yeah. But still, it's kind of crazy.
And Cassidy Moen showing us what I believe would be the tier 3. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. Whatever requires you to kill 4 enemies and take damage. That one is 3 rupees. But Bushcraft with 20 rupees, that's really good to know.
That's going to be Baba Vendor. He got at least 1 bomb so he can farm bombs in the refills shack. Weighty Words is in Lost Woods right now. I think it's bombs on Graveyard, not Graveyard, Lumberjack Ledge. Let's see what's growing in Lost Woods. Looks like we're going to Thieves Hideout, which today Thieves Hideout is holding $20. So Weighty Words has bomb money and bottle vendor money.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they route Kakariko, if they're going to play it safe and go buy bombs, or if they're going to take a chance on there being bombs and Blind Sad Out. Personally, I would probably take the gamble that they're going to be bombs and Blind Sad Out, especially with V30 removing the bomb upgrades out of the pool and replacing them with some bomb and arrow drops. The odds of there being bombs in Blind's Hideout and Bellwell are just really high.
Alright, looks like Weighty is going straight to the fortress of the bomb of Blind's Hideout. Cassidy actually saved and quit. Looks like Cassidy's going to be doing South Shore play?
I don't know how I feel about I love a South Shore play, don't get me wrong.
300 rupees. I think that was the Ice Rod, Silver Arrows, and bombs. That is 1 loaded Blind's Hideout. You do not get any more loaded than that on Weighty Words side. Plus a heart container.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's stuff that's really going to have value for us later. Not anything that immediately unlocks anything. But yeah, Cassidy, I'm not going to say it's a bad play. I mean, in my opinion, anything you have access to is a reasonable choice. I typically only like skipping Kakariko if I have a weapon to capitalize on South Shore. I mean, he did go pick up bombs, so there is that option.
Oh my goodness.
But generally, I like to have a non-consumable weapon.
Hookshot in the Well, followed up by Bombos. We're going to find out what's in Shroshula's closet here in a second. 50 rupees. Alright. So more rupees in the bottom of the well, and I didn't see anything that important in Shroshula's closet.
Yeah, nothing of value.
But
it does look like Cassidy's going to make a play on Eastern, and in my opinion, this is a great counterplay. I don't know a lot of people that do early Eastern.
I'm one of those that do, because this whole Eastern section is usually 6 items.
It's, in my opinion, it's slightly risky to do it without doing Kakariko or South Shore, because if he finds a bow later, it will be maybe slightly annoying, but Eastern's a pendant, so he might be alright with it.
Alright, looks like Emerith got some gloves. Did not see where he got those at. Gloves at Sikke, maybe? Sorry, my stream's kind of froze there. My bad. But we are having a very loaded Kakariko. Oh no, Sikke's only a piece of heart. Glove is at the tavern. So we got Glove, we got Hookshot, we got Ice Rod, which we now know because there's 3 pendants in Light World. Ice Rod was required this seed. So that was a very nice and early Ice Rod. We haven't found anything yet in Eastern. Looks like we're about to go to race game. Ooh, was that a good B? It looks like Wayward Society did not want B.
Wayward saving and quitting the sanctuary.
He didn't do escape, so I'm assuming he's going to go straight there right now. Well, all 3 dungeon items very early on in Eastern. That would mean there's only... Oh, the glove was in Dark Village, so that's a glove in Light World CAC and glove in Dark World Village. Wow, I was going to say one item is going to be out of Logic in Eastern, but that item made it in Logic. We got the lamp in Big Chest.
Yeah, that's a nice find. I think Cassidy's a level runner where they don't need the lamp, but especially doing these dark runes, even no matter how skilled you are, doing dark runes without a sword is intimidating, and will definitely speed up some of these dark runes for sure.
Well, not only doing dark rooms without a sword, no weapon at all. I mean, right now he doesn't even have enough for Cane. Alright, it looks like we're going to get some, dam check, sorry, my bad, 10 arrows.
Cassidy having a little bit of issues with the damage boost there, but saves it. And is rewarded with the bug net. I think that is all 3 items out of Eastern. So unless it's a ped seed.
No. There's an item on Armos.
Okay,
first item was,
on Armos?
yeah. All 3 dungeon items were the first 3 chests. Alright, we are going to Mini Moldome Cave though.
Yeah, it looks like Cassidy is now doing South Shore. At this point, I do agree with Cassidy doing South Shore before Kakariko, because if he finds part of the Dark World access, like if he finds Moon Pearl and Hammer here, then when he enters Kakariko for the first time, he enters it, and he's going to get Dark World access and can just go straight to the Dark World, whereas our other runners would have to make a walk back.
Man, that was a very bombastic Mini Moldome Cave. The 3 bomb drops and 2 pieces of heart for Mini Moldorm. Now we're going to go to Ice Rock Cave. Weighty Words does have the money. He can fake Flipper to Zora. It's not in Logic. Well, it actually is in Logic because of the glove he has. Desert Ledge, I believe, was 20 rupees. Weighty Words finds 10 more arrows in Ice Rock Cave.
It looks like he is making the Zora play, which I agree with. Unfortunately, without a Moon Pearl, he can't check the Waterfall Cave, but Zora isn't Logic, so I can definitely understand the play.
We are getting a nice early Agena check from 2 of our runners right now. And Agena today is holding 20 bucks. Why do you go into his life savings hidey hole and take his money? He's just a defenseless old man.
It's for the greater good.
The greater good. Alright, we are going to go say hi to the man underneath the bridge. Chat's right. Right now we do have access to Paradox Cave and Spiral Cave using the lamp and the glove we found so far. Man underneath the bridge gives out $20.
Cassidy is using the bush crab to farm for Zora money. He is missing the couple of rupee hordes that were in Kakariko, so he's a bit short. One of the disadvantages to Cassidy's route. Not saying it's a bad one, but just this is one of the things you have to deal with.
No route's bad until you're 29th out of 29th in our runners.
It looks like Wadey's at least making the Sahasrara play. We'll see if he goes on to Eastern. With a glove, a lamp, and a hook shot, Death Mountain is looking really good right now, which none of the runners have all the pieces yet. But that's looking like a really appealing play right now. Uh-oh, Wadey Word's getting a chest turn in. It looks like Koi is making the play on the Eastern, as is Waiting Word, so they will both be getting rewarded with the lamp.
I mean, honestly, it's a really good play. I mean, they're running out IM locations to look at. They know it's all pendant dungeons. And again, as I was saying earlier, I've always been a fan of the early Eastern play.
I tend to avoid it. There's no rhyme or reason behind it. I just don't like going into Eastern without a bow.
Oh, and if it's green pendant Eastern, I almost always do it just because that whole section is just 7 IMs. I don't know. It's just always feel good to me, but...
So I believe Cassidy save and quit out of Ice Heart Cave, so opted not to fake Flipper. And Cassidy's going to be going to Kakariko, so he will be getting his hook shot. Probably going to Death Mountain after that. I honestly don't know what else he would have available to him other than walking to Zora.
Yeah, we have Zora that is available because of the glove. But that's it. We just have Old Man to save. We have the 7 items in Paradox Cave, the 1 item Spiral. We have the Hint Tile and the I Am Inside Spectacle. Right now, that's our biggest clue. We also know the Dark Village has our Titan's Mitts, so that could be one of 3 locations, or does that count Thieves Town as well?
I think Dark Village excludes Thieves Town, but I could be wrong about that.
So that's 3 items right there, unless they count the hammer pegs. But no, they can't count the hammer pegs because you need the mitts to get there. So yeah, that's 3 quick locations once they get the Moon Pearl and hammer.
Yeah, Aramith is making the Zora play, which Weighty Words opted out of. He fake Flipper to Hobo, but didn't say quit. So this will be new knowledge.
Let's see what $500 gets you here. As Koi gets their bug catching net. Weighty World's about ready to get his bug catching net as well. Alright, for a nice total of $500, you can get $20 back, free of charge.
I hate Zora. Zora never has anything until you skip him. Cassidy finally getting the hook shot, so he probably knows now Death Mountain is likely the play. He'll be set up pretty nicely. He'll end his route at blindside out and just be able to walk right over to Death Mountain.
Alright, so Koi's now about ready to go save the old man. or walk into a... I'm sorry, I have not seen that happen.
Walking's hard, man.
I feel bad for laughing at Koi, I really do, but after commentating so many of these and the Super Metroid Zelda 3 runs, I always go into these assuming everyone knows like all the like random caves, but I'm so sorry for laughing.
So it's kind of interesting. We have a nice sync here between Koi and Weighty Words. After all the routes have converged, this is where we're at. So it's like Weighty Words and Koi are pretty much frame for frame. And Cassidy's not too far behind. He's going to clear back of Escape and then probably make his way up to Easton Mountain as well.
Alright, they are going to go ahead and get their hints as they are holding hands throughout Spectacle Rock. It's a piece of heart up here, but the hint says... some cash is on a boss. Which one?
Nice bomb jump from both runners. Man, this sync is really nice.
And they're just going to walk right into Paradox Cave together. Oh, man. They have different heart counts, different colors of their hearts. Same... almost the same...
It'll be interesting to see what we get here, because not only are we 2 pieces away from Dark World access, we're also 2 pieces away from Aga. We need both a sword... we either need 2 swords or a sword and a cape for Aga, and then we need both the hammer and the pearl for Dark World access.
Oh, was that a triple bomb there? Oh, we got the moon pearl! We got the hammer! You were saying something about 2 pieces?
There we go.
Now, I wonder... okay, so when these runners leave the cave, they will be near Talavera, which is our green pendant today. Do you go ahead and dip it to see what's in there, or do you just move on?
It's a bad idea. I might have just save and quit out of that cave. I'm not saying it's what you should do, but I think I would have. I just get Dark World, I'm going to Hype Cave, Stumpy, Dig Game, and then I'm going immediately to the Dark World. Because you know you have access to clear Deep's Down, which is a crystal. So, and you probably dive Skull Woods.
We do know the mitts are in the Dark Village. But it does look like Weighty is going to Hera. There's 2 items up for grab here, and it is our green pendant today, which means that green pendant is a 3rd item.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably the correct play. Just go ahead and be thorough, especially without the mirror. Skipping Hera is a bit dubious, and you know, with the lamp, you at least you're guaranteed to have access to 2 items. You're guaranteed to have access to 2 hints. And if you choose to, you can go kill Moldorm for at least the green pendant, if not an item as well. Cassidy being rewarded with the Dark World package, and also opting to stay on the mountain. Looks like Koi might have done Spike Cave before Hera.
He did Spiral. I did not see what was at the bottom of Spiral. But we do now know Heart requires the hammer, and so does a unique item requiring the hammer. So that could be hammer pegs. What else could that be? See, I don't commentate that much on Link to Past Randomizer. I'm all about the Super Metroid Zelda 3 Randomizer and those commentaries. Oh, Koi takes a death. I think he just wanted to dip the first 2 items and get out. And Waity is on Moldorm. Do I do hammer
So Waity has an interesting choice. I tend to save Spiral for after Hera because I like to save and quit out of Spiral rather than walk out. But since Koi has done Spiral first, he can now go into Spike Cave after Hera, whereas Weighty Words kind of has to pick his poison, whether he wants to do Spike Cave or do Spiral Cave.
Alright, so we do have
got
the
a
green...
big, small key.
Yeah, that does open up the basement that's fire-locked in our tea time. We do have the full access to Spike Cave because we do have the Cane of Burna and a green potion right now.
This is one of the reasons why I might have skipped Hera, because in my opinion, if you're up here, you're in Hera, you just cleared a pendant dungeon, you haven't found anything useful yet, you don't have a sword especially, I feel like you have to do the basement. Whereas if you came back at a later time, after getting the mitts, which you know are in the Dark Village, you might have better equipment that either, number one, makes you feel better about skipping Hera entirely, or number two, makes you feel at least a little better about skipping the basement.
So we're going to find out right now what skipping Hera does, as Cassie is going to go look for their mitts in the Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, I like this play from Cassie. I mean, doing Hera is not a bad decision. Like, I want to be clear with that. It's just maybe not the decision I would have made after just getting Dark World access. It certainly is the safe route, though. You never get burned by clearing a location.
Ooh,
it's skipping them that gets you.
Corey gets burned by Moldorm, falls off there, going to go up for round 2. We got done with the tea break on Wave World size to find 10 bombs! That's a...
Oof.
That's a move.
But I mean, in this position, you have to clear the basement. And there are mitts in the brewery.
Right. So we got mitts, we got hammer. We could do hammer pegs now if we want to. Looks like that's what Cassie's going to go ahead and do. Koi finishes Moldorm. And Weity's going to do Spike Cave.
So I believe this means that Waity is skipping Spiral Cave. I'm not sure if he went back for that or not. I don't remember seeing it.
I don't think he did. I think he is just going to go ahead and skip Spiral. It is a big time constraint without like boots to do. We get magic powder. That's our unique item.
Oh, Weighty Words!
Oh!
Death in Spike Cave! Oh, that hurts.
That hurts.
Man, that pause though. That pause. I feel what Weighty Words. I relate to this on a spiritual level.
But that's the pause where you go, alright, all I have to do is now just hit .F-O-R. Because you just feel like so far behind now.
Yeah. Airmyth is entering the Dark World at Hype Cave, which generally I like doing. Don't know if I would do that knowing that bits are in Village of Outcasts. But I do like this way. It's a nice counter.
Oh no, Airmyth does know. Never mind. My bad. Just 60 rupees and that's about it.
Yeah, not very high.
We do have our first crystal look. I did see there was a map check. It looks like 5-6 crystals at Skull Woods in Ice Palace.
Koi is also getting his 10 bomb package. And he wasn't quite diligent setting up his death warp, so he's giving lots of hugs to skeletons now.
And Weighty, after taking the death of Spike Cave, not getting either Spiral or Spike Cave, is decided to go look for their mitts. Alright.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there.
We do have the mushroom on Cassidy's side, so now we have 2 fetch quests to do.
Koi is also opting to do Spike Cave. We'll see if he makes it. He's only got 5 hearts in the cane. Well, he does have the red potion. So we'll see how he decides to do this. Unfortunately, Weighty Words couldn't do the potion because he was holding onto a rock.
Alright, Vanilla Dig Game after 6 digs. I wish that's how the Vanilla Dig Game went.
Koi. Please make it. Please make it.
Getting the feeling of deja vu!
Oh no! Oh my gosh, poor Weighty Words! Oh no! Koi pausing for a much different reason.
Oh no!
Man, I
now know Weighty is not going to go back there until it's the last possible item.
There's a chance he cleans it up when he gets the mitts, because he knows mitts are here. There's a chance that he clears up Spike Cave at that time, but yeah, that's a rough one.
We were so much grief I forgot to look at what the hint was in Thieves Town. Big key and heart on the left side of Meyer. Okay. Oh, that has to hurt.
I mean, on the bright side, at least Weighty doesn't know it yet. He's like, well, what are the odds of something useful being there anyways? I have all this other stuff I can check, and I know where the mitts are, so, you know, maybe it won't be needed.
And then we're going to go into Gaines Tower, and Big Key's going to be on Torch.
Koi is doing Hype Cave to Pyramid, and maybe a Catfish play here? This is an interesting play from Koi, knowing that mitts are in Village of Outcasts. I mean, I don't disagree with it.
We can also
It's a great anti-meta play.
They're, you know, possible for 5 items pods as we find Ether in Blind Cell plus a shield? Okay. Normally don't see runners going for shields, but hey.
Yeah, Koi is making the Catfish play. Which I agree with Catfish over Pod. Pod, I think, is a little premature at this point with Crystal Dungeons that you can complete. I think this is a great anti-meta play. If something's on Catfish, and honestly, maybe even on the Pyramid Ledge, sometimes both of those can be really awkward to route in a seed like this. But yeah, I think this is I think it's interesting and good play for Koi.
Well, granted, he also has boots, so I mean, he's going fast. But our blind pun was percussionist, and I don't know.
What is this, inverted mode? Is this Hammer blind with 5 hearts and green mail?
Nope, we got Burning now.
So the fireballs do 1 heart of damage regardless of your armor class. The heads will do 2 hearts of damage with green mail, but Cassidy handles that. He was 1 hit away from death from one of the heads. And it looks like we had Bo on Catfish.
That's another big play. Koi's making the big plays. Looks like Koi's going to go ahead and do all a pod now, which is 5 items up for grabs. Or cleanup on Eastern?
Yeah, I don't know about this. Oh no, he's turning in green pendant.
Oh, okay.
Because he doesn't have the mirror.
Oh my god!
Oh man! Koi is killing it.
Koi has the vision right now.
Koi has all the movement options you could ever want.
Alright, hey, are we sure this wasn't a spoiler seed? Can we go back and look real fast?
So let's see, going back to my suggestion of saving and quitting out of Paradox Cave, I'd be without boots. I would be without flute. I would be without. I might have a bow. I don't know. But yeah, this is like you never get burned. You never get burned by checking locations. You get burned by skipping.
Oh my goodness. That's insane. We're about ready to go ahead and flute. We have checks we can do. It's just crazy right now. Looks like Cassie's about ready to do their high cave check.
Yeah, if I'm Koi, I would want to. I mean, let's go ahead and get mitts. But after getting mitts, I want to do some recon. I really want to know what the Meyer medallion is. I want to know what the Turtle Rock medallion is, so I know as soon as possible when I'm in go mode.
No, he's going to go ahead and do pod. We got a Worthless Hint and Swamp Palace.
Yeah, clearing dungeons is definitely a good decision as well. I mean, even if he knows how close he is to go mode, we know we need flippers, we know we need the fire ride, we know we need Cane of Samaria, so we know we still need 2 swords.
I mean, what if we find? Let me be fun here. Let's say we find both flippers and mirror and pod. Do we just go ahead and just do crystal order? We do pod, swamp, and then swamp we find fire rod.
Ooh, Koi missing his Kiki dash. I'm not sure if he was going for it or not. So for those that have ever played Link to the Past, you'll know that Kiki, the monkey that unlocks pod, takes his sweet time walking to the top of pod. So a trick that runners will do is they'll dash right up to the edge of that cutscene, and they'll juke back and forth, so then Kiki snaps on top of Link. So that way you can dash up to the door, and then when you trigger the cutscene, Kiki has to walk a shorter distance. If you dash straight into the cutscene, Kiki's like 4 pixels behind you, so it takes him forever to walk back to the top of the pod.
Oh, Cassie's about ready to go get their bow if they keep on going towards this path they're going through.
Yeah, without a bow, I would definitely go to Catfish over pod. Oh, no, don't. Oh, he's save and quit. I don't know that I agree with that. That's not. I would either go to Catfish or to pod. I wouldn't have save and quit there.
Oh, is Cassie going to be doing the Dark Death World, Dark Death Mountain play now?
I think you had it right. Dark Death World's probably more appropriate.
Sleep. Oh no!
Double dead rock.
Wall of dead rocks, real fast. Okay, you have ether. Just. Oh no, you have a sword. Never mind.
You can't powder a stun dead rock. So even with powder, he still has to wait for it. Koi finding flippers in pod.
Hey! I want you guys to know that I predicted that one. Just saying. Just saying.
Now all we need is the mirror. Aramith also going to burn his Stratzel blind and getting through with 1 more heart. So GG's to Aramith on that blind pipe.
Oh, nice place with the big key. We're going to go ahead and go to the back. The fastest route through this section would be Hammer Yump and go through Dark Maze and do all that and just backtrack through Helmless Harmway. Alright, our first medallion that is going to be required to seed will be Ether!
So, Ether was what, Blind Cell?
Yep.
Okay, so there's a very small chance that that's skipped.
Alright, looks like Dark Maze is looking like a Dungeon Iron Maze right now.
Samaria. So now we have Flute, we have Samaria, we have access to 2 medallions. And we do have Bow and Silver, so Meyer's not that scary of a choice right now.
Just depends on what's the IM on, not the IM, but the medallion requirement for that one. Blacksmith's Piece of Heart. We got Blue Mail in Hookshot Cave. 10 arrows. The sword in Basement. Not much in Hookshot Cave.
Cassidy, luckily, is making his way over to go get boots. If he can survive the Linus. Getting a little dicey.
Now we got some more pieces of hearts.
Koi having almost just enough magic to drop that Samaria block on the switch. That can be random because you never really go into pod thinking, oh, I hope I have enough magic.
When Cassie gets their boots. Looks like there is going to be an IM on Helmassar. Still has a chance for it to be Mir, just saying. I caught flippers in pod.
Man, looking at Cassidy, I'm getting a little worried for him because I don't know when he goes back for Catfish.
Not just Catfish, we also have to think about Hera. I mean...
Well, Hera wasn't required, though. Oh, yeah, it was. Flute. That's right. That was definitely his chance to do Hera. So for those catching up, just a couple of items of note. Bow is on Catfish, which Koi has made the play for, obviously, at this point. And we have Flute on Green Pendant, which both Weighty Words and Koi have done. They've killed Moldorm for the Green Pendant, but only Koi has turned in the Green Pendant.
We got another mail upgrade. Cassie's already up to red mail before finding a single sword upgrade. Almost Arcane is the boss with the money. We got that question answered.
At least one of them.
Alright, let's see what Mushroom is. We saw Blacksmith and Bat be pieces of heart. Mushroom today will give our runners bombs.
Weighty Words is going to try to do Turtle Rock, but without the sword, he can't open it. I don't know if he realizes. He just realized he doesn't have the sword.
Alright, so Koi's going to be doing some flipper plays now.
Yeah, this will be our first look at Waterfall Cave.
We do have full access through Ice Palace now on Koi's side. We have bombos and a sword.
I'm a bit surprised at this point that Koi is putting off Village of Outcasts for as long as he has. I would
yeah, he hasn't gone back yet, right? He hasn't gone back.
I would definitely do Thieves Town. I would hands down do Thieves Town over Ice Palace in this situation.
See, I'm so used to everyone just doing Village of Outcasts, like the first time they get into Dark World. It's just like, I'm just blinking, he hasn't done it yet.
I mean, with the exception of Hera, he's pretty much done crystal dungeons. But it's just one of those things, like knowing mitts are in. Oh yeah, he can't do Ice Palace until he gets mitts anyways. So he's definitely going to Village of Outcasts before doing Ice.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I said that, because I completely thought he had it. Like, I saw he had the sword and the bombos. I'm like, oh yeah, he could clear that now. Oh wait, he hasn't gone.
Weighty Words! Yes, Weighty Words is going back to Spike Cave, so he will be getting his boots now. It will probably be not salty at all that he missed his first trip up to Death Mountain. It'll probably be overjoyed.
I highly expect some bombs of joy. At least 2.
So if I'm Koi, I probably go into the Dark World. I would dive Skull Woods, but that's coin toss. Do it or don't do it, whatever. Definitely do Thieves Town, get my mitts, then go do Mire, then go do Ice. And maybe throw in a Swamp Palace if I find a mirror.
I mean, we're possibly Medallion and Mirror and Fire Rod and a second sword away from Go Mode right now, I think? But we're very close to Go Mode. And Koi is making the play to Dark World.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what else Koi has other than Village of Outcasts at this point. I think he's full cleared his map. I mean, I think Koi's even done a Gita at this point. Koi opting not to check Skullwoods, which is fine.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen Fire Rod in Skullwoods.
Yeah.
I know that's a vanilla location, but it's always surprising. You go into the front, you take that chest in the room in the right, and it's a Fire Rod.
Yeah, there are just so many things that you see. It's like they almost become memes in the community, right? Bow and Turtle Rock, it has become a meme. Ice Rod in Turtle Rock has become a meme. Sword in Swamp Palace is another meme. Just these things that ought to be random, but always seem to work out to where you see them more often than some of the other randomized placements.
I think Wade Woods is about to return in his green pendant. He's going to get nicely rewarded here soon.
So now Weighty Words has all the movement. Unfortunately, Airmyth is going to pod, but he does not have the bow yet. Cassidy with the sword.
Cassie with the cane. Oh, Wasey's gonna go ahead and do Mire checks.
This isn't a bad call. The only issue with this is that without the sword, he can't open Mire, and I did not even... I was looking right at it, but my screen pixelated. I couldn't see the medallion.
I think it was Ether. I looked like Bombos? Okay. I'm being told Bombos. I was looking at on the live, and I could have sworn I saw Ether. I might also be blind. It's a miracle. I'm a blind commentator.
So and also one thing I will say about Meyer, we know that the big key's fire locked, but we also know an item is fire locked. Well, I think there's a piece of heart in the big key, right? Or was it composite big key? I know there's something. I know that we know what. Okay, Chad is saying in a heart container. So yeah.
So
that kind of takes the value out of Meyer because there's only one item there.
Plus, if you're going through Meyer and you find one item in, let's say, the bridge chest, you now know, oh wait, well, let me just get to the firelock chest and get on with the dungeon. Koi's about to get his ether, and then he'll only be Mirror and Fire Rod away from go mode.
Yeah, I think the worst thing for Koi at this point might be something valuable in Skull Woods, unless he checks that right after here. Like Fire Rod in Skull Woods would actually be pretty nasty for Koi right now. Koi with an excellent blind fight. For those that don't know, blind, as crazy as it looks, it's actually a scripted fight. If you do the same thing every time, blind does the same thing every time. So if I'm Koi, I'll probably skip the Smith chain and just go straight to the Meyer area.
Like, there's Meyer we can look at. Now that we have mids, Ice Palace becomes a play. Speaking of Ice Palace being in play, just walk away. We're going to be using bombos throughout this dungeon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cassidy doesn't have the flute, so yeah, from Cassidy's perspective, this is a completely reasonable play. To answer a question in chat, nobody has checked purple chest, but I believe it was a hint that said there was a piece of heart in purple chest.
So, there's 3 hints in Ice Palace, 3 items in Ice Palace. Would you consider this a good play?
What, to go to Ice Palace?
Yeah.
From Cassidy's perspective, absolutely. I would definitely favor doing a 5-6 crystal over a pendant era. Especially given the fact that they have to go the long way up the mountain. From Koi's perspective, I don't think Ice Play is such a strong play. I would much rather go to either the Meyer area or up to Dark Death Mountain.
Oh, Wiggy has not done Dark Maze. He's going straight to Helmstar King without the cane.
It's not a bad call, as long as he doesn't skip it. I know a lot of people that when they get the big key on the Bowlock side, they'll just go straight to Helmstar. As long as he does his due diligence and clears out the back of Pod, he'll be alright.
So it looks like Koi's going to be filling up all blue potions. Use some
Cassidy
magic
getting a hint about the Big Red Bomb. Big Red Bomb is dead.
Ooh. Considering that this is one of the Big Red Bomb crystals.
I mean, you have to do the dungeon anyway, so that's not that bad. But, yeah, I would be happy with that hint. The only disadvantage to it is that everybody's going to get that hint, because everybody that does Ice Balance is going to check that hint. So it's not an advantage to him. But still good knowledge.
And with those blue potions, Koi is doing the Ice Palace play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad play. Meyer does only have one item. but I think I would still prefer Meyer over this because if that one item is a sword, if it's the fire rod, if it's the mirror, I'd rather do swamp than ice. You know, there are a lot of things that can come out of the Meyer area. I don't even think Coy's checked the Meyer area at all, has he?
No, he hasn't. I mean, we still have the Meyer shed items, which we know is just ammunition. Amaranth gets their bow, and Waity gets their second crystal. Tying up the crystal count, we got 2 runners with 2 crystals. Now we're in.
Everybody using bombs over hookshot, although Coy, wow. That was an excellent Denegator room, Coy. Yeah, if you know that strat, do that strat. Don't waste time with the hookshot. I never thought I'd say that in my life, but yeah.
The hint was the boots require the gloves.
Which anyone who is familiar with the current hint meta, that 100% means the boots are in Spike Cave. The only location right now that requires the gloves, as per the hints, is Spike Cave, right?
But everyone gets the boots, so it's all good. There's the mirror in Ice Palace. Let's go.
Well, all right.
There's Quake in Ice Palace. Let's go mild.
Well, that's good for Coy, because even if he didn't know, I don't think he knows any of the medallions at this point, he will know he's okay after this dungeon.
I mean, right now, Coy will be able to just go ahead and do Swamp Palace. So will Cassidy. Oh, actually, he doesn't. Yeah, he has flippers because he did pod. So I do feel like Cassidy and Coy will probably be both going to Swamp Palace with the 6 times there. I think Weighted Words is about ready to do the Ice Palace play too, loading up on some blue potions.
Weighty Words is taking his sword back to Meyer. I mean, unfortunately, it's not the correct play. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the incorrect play for the C because we don't know what the other item is in Meyer. This is the play I would have made in Koi's position, honestly.
All right,
last third item at ice, and that's a blue rupee.
A nice cold rupee. So Emerith is on their Helmsar fight. Weighted Warriors is starting the Meyer. Ooh, we gotta do hammer strats here. Not a big fan of that.
Hammer strats or master sword spins. And unfortunately, you can do neither with Cane of Burna.
At least you have Red Mail, but he just took a whole bunch of damage. He's down to 4 hearts.
Ooh. He's got a blue potion, but if he keeps taking damage this fast, I don't know that that's going to do a whole lot for him.
Now, this is why everyone bought those blue potions, folks.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing a little bit more conservatively now. I think he was just going ham because he had the blue potion that he knew he could fall back on.
Down to 1 puff left, and he's done!
GG, Cassidy. Good fight.
So I will not be surprised if Cassie goes straight for Swamp Palace. No one likes full clearing Swamp Palace, but it is 6 items up for grabs. There's our heart container. That means cutscene room gives us our big key today. At least we get a hint.
Yeah, Cassidy is immediately making the play for Swamp, which isn't a bad play given the knowledge he has, but unfortunately he might end up clearing left side Swamp looking for either Flute or the Fire Rod.
Again, he's still looking for Bow, Flute, Fire Rod. I mean, he probably would full clear this just to look for them. Some cash is held by someone friendly. Alright, Koi's having a hard time with Cold Stare. Cold Stare is not cooperating with Koi.
Koi also is missing both Mel upgrades. He is on green Mel, which means each of those eyeballs do 5 hearts of damage. So this is not an easy fight at all. Hammer Cold Stare is never free. No matter what Mel you have, it's never like you cannot let your guard down in the fight.
Now, see, Koi did start out with a very good grouping. He did get a few good hammer hits in. Oh, ice balls though are just painful. And we're out of potions.
If he really wanted to, he could stand against the top wall, and that would neutralize the ice balls. They would just disintegrate. As long as he doesn't stand under one, it won't damage him. But you still have to deal with the puffs in that scenario.
Oh, one's down. Then the lag happens, and it gets a little bit hard to dodge.
The lag happens. Down. You can't menu buffer. Oh, he got it. Good fight, Koi. So if I'm Koi, I'm going to the Mire area now. I'm checking Mire Shed, Checkerboard, and then I'm clearing Mire. And the reason why, even though you know where the big key is, if you check the bridge chest and the spike chest, maybe you find a sword, Fire Rod, I don't know. But maybe you find the item that allows you to go mode Swamp. And it looks like that's what Koi's doing.
Alright, Wayward gets the kill on Vitreous and gets another money boss. We're getting Checkerboard Cave. That's a new check with 20 bucks in it.
So it doesn't look like Mire has anything in it, but I would definitely do Mire before doing Swamp. Oh, and Koi's doing it again. I guess Koi hadn't done this earlier.
Alright, we got left side. Another piece of heart. And 10 arrows, so left side Swamp's nothing.
One thing I will say, there are 2 items here, so the odds of people coming back in to do left side are higher. The only exception would be if Fire Rod is in the back of Swamp. But if you're going to do left side anyways, it is faster to route it in with the full clear of the dungeon rather than to come back after killing Argus.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and have a Desert Palace check.
This is interesting from Koi. I would probably clear the Crystal Dungeon before diving the Pit Dungeon.
We get a hint, piece of hearts in a chest, acquiring a specialist unlock.
That's the second time we've seen that hint.
I mean, we have Mirror. Desert's not that big of a check with Boots and Mirror. We'll see if he decides he wants to go ahead and do Lambos at the end.
Fire
there's a Fire Rod!
So that's bad for Cassidy because everybody else is probably going to skip left side swamp.
That will put Coin to go mode if he gets once he gets that. So
We still need a sword.
oh, we found both items in Desert, so hey.
I hate Fighter Sword Argus. I have no idea why. I'm garbage at this fight. Cassidy's doing an excellent job getting both puffs. This is faster than Hammer if you can get 2 puffs per spin.
Yeah, I like my menuing a lot on this fight.
I'm also the menu fan, but I cannot do what Cassidy's doing right now. He's doing an excellent job with it.
Wait, Corey's going ahead and doing Lamos.
Does he know this is a crystal?
Pendant?
Yeah, pendant?
I don't know. I mean, Amarith is having a very tight fight right now with Colster. Down to half a heart. Gets a nice little refill there at the last possible minute.
I don't know, maybe the fact that Koi is on Fighter Sword with Green Mail, he's intimidated by Meyer, but he does have silvers, so Vitreous shouldn't be an issue. The rest of Meyer's not awful, and he does have Cane of Berna and half magic.
Amarith gets the Cold Stare kill. And only a piece of heart on Lamos.
And he's got his flute out, so I don't think he's going back in for...
I mean, he might go ahead and
Vitreous.
just do Eastern Palace and just show us what's on bed.
Okay, so it does look like he's going to Meyer. I mean, really, the only reason... Like, if you don't have Master Sword, right? Like, so you have Silver, so Vitreous is out of the equation. The only way Fighter Sword is inferior in Meyer is Meyer 2. Because you lose the Sword Beams. And he doesn't have Fire Rod, so he can't do that either. Ice Rod is suboptimal because I think it freezes enemies rather than kill them. But in reality, like this... With Silver Arrows and a Sword... period, whether it's fighter, master, or anything, this dungeon's kind of free. I'm kind of surprised that Koi's put it off. See, and this is like, this, in my opinion, this is the only room where you're really going to fill the fighter sword because you don't have those sword beams to kill enemies across the room, and you don't have the fire rod either. So, but the rest of this dungeon should just be business as usual. Cassidy checking Magic Bat, but not really having anything of consequence. Alright, this is Cassidy's chance. Well, Cassidy's about to go do Skullwood. This is Cassidy's chance to redeem himself because he absolutely has to route Graveyard Ledge to Catfish here. This is his one chance to correct his wrong. Luckily, he is going straight to the back of Skullwood, so he's clearing it from the back, coming to the front. As long as he doesn't find both items in the back, that shouldn't be a big deal. There's one item. If he finds the other item in the back of Skullwoods, he might mirror and flute rather than following through and doing Graveyard Ledge and Catfish. So we'll see how this pans out. Koi is about to get his big key. Aramith will be getting the Fire Rod shortly in the back of Skullwoods. Weighty Words has picked up his mirror. No, he hasn't.
No, he has.
Oh, yeah, he has a mirror. It's just not tracking. Okay. Weighty Words gets to try his hand at Hammer Cold Stare.
And we got a mob fight going on. As Cold Stare gets finished off on Weighty Words' side.
Yeah, excellent fight from Weighty Words there. Unfortunately, fortunately, all other 3 runners have red belts. That fight is much safer on Daria. So now, I mean, Weighty Words has to go to Swamp. There's really no other play that makes sense for him right now. Which is going to give him Fire Rod, which is going to give him Go Mode in a few minutes. And unfortunately, I think that Desert Dip is really going to hurt Koi. Because if I was Weighty Words, you're going to get the Fire Rod in the back, so you're going to check everything. You don't do left side, you go straight to the back of Swamp for 1 item from Go. Well, 2 items if you count the sword. So you're definitely not doing left side Swamp. You come back to left side Swamp if you have to. I mean, but he's going to find Fire Rod, so you finish the rest of Swamp. You immediately go to Turtle Rock, or I guess you go to Skullwoods first. Then you do Turtle Rock, then you do Ganon's Tower. But even Turtle Rock, like, I'm go-moding Turtle Rock as much as I can.
Yeah.
You have to assume there's going to be a sword in GT at this point.
Yeah, I mean, what? We've checked almost everything. There's probably a good 80 checks left in the game, with 30 checks between Turtle Rock and GT. I mean, it almost is guaranteed for us to get at least 1 sword upgrade before the end of the seed.
Yeah, I mean, and all of our runners have checked so many locations. Like, there's really not a whole lot that's left. If you're Koi has skipped a good bit. I don't think he's done Bonk Rocks in Kingston. I know he hasn't done Dark Death Mountain, so Koi has maybe a few more checks he can do on his way to GT. If I hadn't done Hookshot and I'm on Fighter, if I hadn't done Hookshot Cave and I'm on my way to GT, I'm definitely doing
Master Sword. Skullwoods has a sword upgrade.
Nice.
Alright, so Koi has Swamp Palace to do. Unless he decides to go against the grain, finishes off Armos, and pulls Ped. Bumper Cave was just a shield. And Cassie is doing the play you were talking about earlier. The issue is the Hera. I don't see Cassie going back to Hera anytime soon. Where is Koi going? Is Koi just going to go ahead and do Dark World Death Mountain? Okay. We'll pick up the blue mail here. Oh, I think Cassie's about ready to do Tour Rock, looking for the flute.
Ooh, that's not good. I mean, honestly, it makes sense, given Cassidy's knowledge. I mean, I would definitely do a crystal dungeon over a pendant dungeon, but just unfortunately, that's not the right play for the seed.
I mean, once he gets up with Tour Rock, he does have Mirror. I mean, he could do Hera while he's here?
Wait, is Koi hasn't done Swamp yet, has he?
No, he's doing Death Mountain checks because he hasn't done Dark World Death Mountain. He's about to get his blue mail right here.
Likely be doing Swamp over this. I mean, Swamp's not that bad as long as you skip left side. Looks like Aramith is doing the left side check. Of course, he's still looking for the flute, so that makes sense. I can understand not wanting to skip this and leave it behind. I guess I'm not quite sure why Weighty Words is doing left side swamp in his scenario. Maybe not wanting to leave a sword behind, but being one item away from go mode. One item. I mean, there are 3 other swords. But I would probably do the back first and then only come back to the left side if I need to.
I mean, probably didn't want to waste the 5 minutes to redo all that.
I mean, I would think worst case scenario, fire rod and a sword, maybe 2 swords are in the back or on left side swamp, but just at this point, I think the odds of there being progression over there would be kind of rare. Or at least I would check the back before doing left side.
Alright, guys. At 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 7 seconds, Weighty Words has entered Go mode minus a Master Sword because people are going to complain about the fact that we're calling it Go mode, even though he doesn't have the Master Sword.
Yeah, the bad thing about Cassidy, I don't know when you get back to Catfish at this point.
It's just so far off in the corner of the world.
And Big Bomb has been spoiled, so you don't even have that option to route that in.
Again, I mean, we could possibly see Cassie go towards Hera after getting them Turtle Rock and not finding the flute. Or we should hope he does that, but...
On the bright side, Koi is going straight to the back. So he is not wasting time with left side swamp, so he will be getting his fire rod very shortly. So he will be right behind Weighty Words.
About 2 minutes behind, it looks like. Two and a half minutes. And at 1 hour 21:15, Koi has also entered that mode. That's not quite go mode because we don't have the sword. People complain if I call it go mode because he doesn't have the master sword mode. Now the question is, do the runners clear all the items in these dungeons looking for the sword still, even though they're in go mode, or are they going to wait until it gains Tower Turtle Rock?
If it were me, I would route Turtle Rock aggressively. I'm skipping Big Chest, I'm skipping Mimic Cave, I'm skipping the vanilla Big Key Chest if I can. I will full clear Laser Bridge, and then I'm going to full clear GT until I find Big Key and a sword.
I mean, at this point in time, we still probably have about, what, 70 items left that we have not seen. 30 of them is in, well, 27 of them is in Ganon's Tower, so it's still a big chance that we will just find a sword there.
But then again, though, if the runners were listening to me, I would have skipped Hera, I would have skipped Spike Cave, probably would have skipped Catfish, so I don't know that my opinion on what to do is really strong this seed. But yeah, I would route Turtle Rock aggressively. I would effectively go mode it. And there is a sword on Laser Bridge.
So, more than likely, these runners will be grabbing that sword, regardless if they grab the sword in Skull Woods or not.
Yeah, so if I get Master Sword, then I'm absolutely go moding GT. Moment I get the Big Key, I'm heading up.
So Koi is not. Koi is going to check all these one-offs, hoping for the sword. We know if Koi goes ahead and goes modes and completes Laser Bridge, they'll be in that good position.
Yeah, I'm not. If I was Koi, I would definitely be doing Crystal Dungeons right now. I mean, Turtle Rock has 5 items. He has more than enough money to buy potions. He has half magic, and now he has blue mail. I'm not really certain why he's avoiding the Crystal Dungeons. It's hard.
Yeah, it looks like Weighty Words is in go moding. He didn't go get the sword from Skull Wood, so here's hoping he finds a sword in TR Laser Bridge.
Yeah, he'll definitely get that. The Turtle Rock Laser Bridge chests are just so close. It doesn't make sense to skip them. The cost of leaving a sword on Laser Bridge is way more painful than the reward of checking it and finding a sword.
Alright, so it looks like Cassie is moving towards the tower area. We'll see if he goes ahead and mirrors to Hera. And he is, which is good. That means he'll get flute from this eventually. But that's going to also keep him away from Catfish.
Please go up. Please go up. Okay, good.
Oh, looks like Amarith did not get the purple chest clue.
I'm pretty sure he did. Well, wait, no. That hint was in that hint was in Hera, I think. Koi finally making a play on a crystal dungeon, and ironically, this crystal dungeon actually has a sword in it.
Yeah, I think
so if he opts to full clear this, he will find a sword.
I think he was doing all the one-offs between Swamp Palace and Skull Woods, just hoping to find the sword on his way.
Okay, I was wrong. It does not look like that purple chest hint was in Hera. That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, you might have been thinking of a different race with that hint, and it just turned out that hint was also in this game. I was going to say, I did not see a purple chest hint, but I didn't want to correct you.
Well, I think there was a purple chest hint. I just don't think it was. I just guess it wasn't in Hera. I'm almost positive we have seen one though. We'll see if Cassidy does the basement or just goes and turns in the green pendant. I mean, in Cassidy's position, I think you have to do the basement. I think skipping it would be unnecessarily aggressive, but we'll see what he does here. Okay, yeah, he's going back in.
So Amarith is also doing the Turtle Rock play, so here's hoping that he goes over to Hera.
On the bright side, when Cassidy gets the flute, they'll likely go to Meyer. At least he has Tempered Sword to kill Vitreous with. And it does look like Koi is going back for a sword. Or at least to check whatever items are here. So, I mean, he's going to find a sword, but...
And Wayward's is about ready to get his Master Sword. And there we go.
So, Weighty Words, I guarantee he's going to go mode the rest of the game. He might check the gauntlet chest if he doesn't have Tempered Sword. But yeah, he's more than skilled enough to handle Master Sword Silvers on Ganon. Cassidy's immediately making a beeline for Sahasrara, so he will get his flute very shortly. Probably be relieved until he finds out that Bo is not in the Meyer area or in Desert.
And he'll probably dip Desert thinking, hey, you know, there was Lamp in Eastern, there was Flute through Hera. There has to be something here, right? 2 of the 3 pendant dungeons had something.
Koi finally grabbing his Master Sword, so I would expect him to go to Turtle Rock right now. Waiting
All
words
right.
with a great Trinex fight.
And that is his 7th crystal, which means we can now go to Ganon. In order to get to Ganon, we have to get to Aghanim 2. In order to get to Aghanim 2, we have to find the Ganon's Tower Big Key. There's 22 locations where the Big Key can be. Right now in chat, put down your guess. What do you normally guess?
7.
Like the 07 that's in chat because we've been ignoring the salute.
It's an interesting hookshot strat from Witty Words there. Don't know if that was intentional or not, but he actually hookshotted the Lionel. It was probably not frame perfect, but a really close hookshot. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, Cassie's going to go ahead and dip Desert. We'll see if he does the whole thing. And Waitie's going to do it left.
Yeah, a lot of people have started doing left first. What they do is a modified Dark Magician where they go check the Stalfos room, mirror out, and then go right to the Compass room, and then mirror again, and then go back and finish the left side up.
Well, number 1 was just a small key. We're now going on to 2 through 5 now. 2 is 300 more rupees, followed by the big key number 3!
Looks like Weighty Words is cleaning up, hoping to find a different sword. I agree with that play. They're right there. Tempered Sword would save you more time than it costs to check those chests, so yeah, that's absolutely the play.
Alright, Czar Wars. With the 3. I forgot to give out an arbitrary prize. Just be pride. You guessed correctly.
Weighty Words getting a little bit off his timing in that spike room, so he missed the spike dash. They did have a fantastic Mimics 1 and 2 though.
Cassie gonna go ahead and finish off Lamos. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if you're in Desert, this is a better play than, you know, checking Catfish. An interesting thing to consider, I wonder if Koi is going to clear Laser Bridge hoping for Tempered Sword. Because he's already gone way out of his way for the Master Sword.
I mean, I'm not that great of a player. I cannot do Master Sword Ganon, so I always go out of my way for a Tempered. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, honestly, that's part of being a good runner. You have to know the limits of your execution. You're not bad for... Like, a bad player isn't someone who knows they're not comfortable with Master Sword Ganon. A bad player is someone who knows they're bad at Master Sword Ganon, but it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll just magically get better. Maybe it'll go alright this time.
That's what I do every time I go into Kraid, thinking I'm going to get the quick kill. I finally got it last night for the very first time. I celebrated.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Yeah. Alright, so Amarith is finishing off Trinex. I think we got something frozen on Weighty Words, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Just have to talk about him. He was not doing anything because we weren't talking about him. He's at the top next to the mini helmet room.
I would not be surprised if he opens these chests hoping for a Tempered Sword. well
they
worth
were
the time to check it. Aramith with a great Trinex fight. So the good thing about Aramith's position is it's a super short walk over to Hera.
Same story with Cassie, and he was thinking about it. You could kind of see he was kind of like judging with his dashes. All right, wait 2 words is going to go ahead. Are we going to see the last gift? Cape. Okay. And Koi did skip Laser Bridge.
Yeah, so it looks like he will finish the game on Master Sword as well.
Alright, we're now on to Agate 2. Got some clones that we have to navigate through. And almost a triple! We got a double off the first volley. Oh, single there. Ooh, I'm not a fan of this layout. Yeah, he was not getting anything there.
Koi burning through a blue potion on Trinex. He still had like half his magic bar left. But I think he was worried about taking a death. And wasting a safety or using a safety will always be faster than dying. So
I commentated the French Link to the Past finals, and that was literally what decided it. Someone brought a potion to Cold Stare, and someone didn't. Alright, Waiti's going on to the Ganon fight. We're going to see some spins right now. And a lot of spins we will see.
24 to be precise to get through the first phase of Ganon. Then 24 more to get through the second phase of Ganon, I believe. 12 spins. 12. My math's bad. Sorry. $24 in total. 12 spins per phase.
Now, if you're really good, a lot of players like doing the Samara strat where they put a smaller block down and just spin right into the smaller block to just stay in place, basically.
Ironically, Weighty Words checking the Moldorm 2 chest and finding Cape is actually significant. Because although he doesn't have a potion, so he does have to be a little careful with his magic, he can be a little bit more aggressive with some of these strats here.
Alright, we're on phase 3. First spin slash going great. Second spin slash also good. Alright, go on to the final phase. Got the first arrow in, did not get the torch glitch.
Koi is going right side in GT.
Alright, Wade Words is 1 arrow away from GG. Oh no!
Oof. Oof.
Oh, Koi apparently found the 4th sword in Hope Room.
Man, so that has to hurt if you're Weighty Words. I will say, Weighty Words has been professionalism personified in this seed, taking a death in Spike Cave right in front of the boots, also taking a taking a fall at Ganon right before the last arrow, and still chucking on.
But taking a fall at Ganon means you have to do the whole fight all over again. It is a costly death. Not death,
it also looks like Koi is going full right. So he is probably going to be very upset when he finds that big key in the Stalfos room.
No, he's happy that he found Tempered, though. He will be having Gold Sword right about now.
Yeah, if he had mirrored out of the compass room, that might have saved him time. But going all the way full right, then I think he's gonna break even with the time he's going to save with the tempered sword.
Hey, it's the only boss who didn't see the seed. Oh no, don't kill the old man for giving me a flute! Armorith was not happy by finding the flute there.
But that does put him in go mode at 1 hour 41 minutes and approximately 10 seconds.
I mean, all he has left to do is mire, which isn't too bad. Waywards is back onto phase 3.
Cassidy waiting for that last eyeball, but is not being friendly. That eyeball is just chilling. He saw what happened to all of his friends, and he's like, no, I'm not about that life. And now Cassidy getting the bad news that Bo is not in the mire area.
Now the plus side, he can't clear Eastern to go open up Head. Alright. So we got the torch glitch this time around, round 2. And it looks like we got a GG! Ganon is blowing up! Get your GGs in chat because Waywards is about ready to finish. With an official SLR time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 25 seconds. He finishes first of our restream runners, but 6th overall.
In first place was Matt7898. In second place was Goomba90. Third place, I am the Schwartz. Fourth place, Ravis10. Fifth place, Lin. Place, Weighty Words.
The times were not close by. Dragon Strike 1988 finished in 7th place with a time of 1:43.22. We did have 29 entrants overall, I believe, in this one.
To answer questions in chat, the winning time was 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 31 seconds. So approximately 10 minutes before our first place on the restream.
It looks like we had 4 forfeits as well. Alright.
And we are now joined by Weighty Words. GG.
Hey, thanks. GG's.
So, progression on Green Pendant, progression on Catfish, a death right before the boots. How did you feel about that scene?
I was so mad at the boots location because I deliberately went to Spike instead of Spiral just because I was like, hey, I have everything I need for Spike, and I think most people would go Spiral, so I just went for it, and I was just 1 heart off. I should have used my potion, but I thought I was going to make it, but I didn't. So I was really sad about that.
You were the first runner to attempt Spike Cave. So when you died, we had no clue what was there until Koi followed up. Koi did Spiral Cave. So when you cleared Hera, you were literally a Spiral Cave ahead of Koi. Y'all were actually perfectly synced all the way up through Paradox Cave. You
guys were like holding
Sanctuary.
Hands.
You both got crazy. The old man. So you were first there. So when you died, we didn't know what was there. And then Koi got there, a minute and a half later. And we saw boots and we were like, oh no!
Yeah, that felt real bad because I did the entire Dark World loop, and that would have been nice with boots, but yeah, it happens. It was a silly scene. There were some really interesting locations of stuff, but I just want to know where all the swords were.
So there was a sword in Skullwoods in the chest that you open up and all the pits appear. There also was a chest on a sword on right side GT in the Hope Room.
Wow. Those were really easy for me to get, but I just didn't.
Yeah.
Oh well.
By the way, at 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 25 seconds, Cassie Moen is our final restream runner to enter the go mode.
Yeah, both you and Koi did Hera the first time on Death Mountain, and Aramith and Cassidy both skipped it. Cassidy, unfortunately, also orphaned Catfish.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
that Cassidy's kind of had he's ran his execution's been on point, but unfortunately his routing has just kind of bit him for this.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds where there were quite a few like really bad locations to check, and I'm really sad that the boots weren't even required in this seed.
They were nice to have, though. I mean,
They were really nice, yeah, but I was like, boots and spike cave a lot. Some people might. I mean, I guess there was a hint for it in Ice Palace, but some people put that off for a while. So,
by the way, while we were talking, Guitar Girl finished in 8th place at a time of 1:45.41.
Yeah, this was a really interesting seed to watch because Koi straight up god routed the beginning of the seed. When he got Dark World access, he did Hype Cave and then went up to Catfish. So got an immediate bow, then went to Pod and got a sword, Samaria, and the flippers. Did some other stuff, made the play to Ice to get the mirror. Was just doing excellent. But after the Ice Palace play, he started putting off Crystal Dungeons. Rather than do Mire, he decided to dive Desert. And then I think he also went to Dark Death Mountain before doing Mire. He finally did Mire, and then I want to say he did. He did Swamp, got Fire Rod, which put him in Go mode, but then decided to walk to Skull Woods and check everything on the way. So on his way to Skull Woods, I believe he did K45. I think he did Stumpy, Dig Game, the Smith.
While this is going on, Koi, while we're talking about him, he's on phase 3 of Ganon.
Yeah, he
was he looking for a sword too?
Yes.
I'm guessing he had access to a lot of crystal dungeons.
He hit Go mode about 2.5 minutes after you did, and didn't Go mode Skull. He wanted to find a sword.
Yeah.
He did skip the sword in Turtle Rock, the one you found, but he decided to do right, which is why we knew it was in Hub Room. By the way, get your GGs in chat for Koi. Finishing up Ganon, and we'll have an official SRL time here in about 5 seconds while the victory music plays through. And with 1:48.34, he's finished 9th place. We'll hopefully get him in here for some chit chats.
But yeah, Koi had a commanding lead, and then just did so much overworld stuff rather than the crystal dungeons that you were able to catch up. GG Koi.
Hey Koi, GG. First things first. What was down that hole in the old man cave?
I didn't find nothing, man. I was looking. I thought maybe a sword or something. No luck.
I'm sorry. I was calling your screen. I'm like, oh, he's going. Wait. Oh.
So, I'll break down your route. I was kind of going over it waiting. You absolutely got routed at the beginning of this scene. All the way through Ice Palace, you were crushing it. You had a huge lead. But then after Ice Palace, you started deferring some of the crystals for overworld checks. For example, rather than doing Mire, you full cleared Desert. Rather than going to Swamp, you full cleared Death Mountain. You decided to full clear Swamp rather than to go, or not Swamp. You decided to full clear Skull Woods rather than going immediately to Turtle Rock. What was some of the reasons that you were deferring some of the crystal dungeons? Was it just the sword? Was it armor? What was going through your mind as you were making some of those decisions?
The reason I god routed at the beginning was the same reason I screwed up the back half. Like, it's just how I typically route, I just do everything as soon as it's near me. If it's in arm's reach, I just do it. And that gets me those really nice items early, but I can't stop it, Like, because my hands keep going, and my brain's like, stop it, hands! And the hands just keep going to desert, they keep going to blacksmith, they keep going to stupid places, when obviously the play was just, well, why don't we just go to the crystal dungeons? I gotta do those anyway, right? I'm an idiot is the main answer.
Yeah, you up until ice, you were ahead of Weighty Words, but then you cleared desert, and that gave Weighty Words time to catch back. Checking Dark Death Mountain also hurt. Also going full right, Weighty Words went straight to the big key. Although that did give you Tempered Sword, but going full right hurt you as well. And then going back through Skull Woods for the sword. Weighty Words, once he got Fire Rod, basically go-moded everything, and just at that point, between his execution and just his routing choices, he kind of went out of arm's reach.
But yeah, so someone was saying in chat, you commentated a Siege yesterday where someone did there has to be a sword in GT play.
Yeah.
Was that part of the reason why you took your time looking for a sword?
It's a common situation, right, where you're in sword go mode and all you have left is like Turtle Rock and GT, and you've done a lot of stuff up till then, and you have only seen the one sword you have. You know, so the odds of there being a sword in Turtle Rock or GT is super duper high, unless there isn't, and then you're just screwed. And I often get screwed.
Yeah, you were, by the way, Skull Woods had your fourth sword, by the way.
No, I got the Skull Woods one.
You got the Skull Woods? No, it was the Turtle Rock Bridge, my bad.
That makes sense. So I would have just found one if I had just go moded the dungeons, because I probably would have done Laser Bridge, even go moding TR.
Yeah, really the turning point was when Weighty Words made the play on boots. That's when we were like, okay, thank God, Weighty Words is back in it. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, it was kind of interesting to watch the deviation to the routes, because you had a super early bow. Weighty Words was a little bit slower to the bow, but he got a lot of. Yeah, but also though, Weighty Words had just some really good routing just through the Dark World. I believe Weighty Words, didn't you take the blacksmith all the way up to Catfish?
Yeah, I did that because I never do. I always do Hype Cave first, but because I got the hint that the mitts were in Village of Outcasts, I decided to do the old loop all the way down, all the way to Catfish, and I'm glad I did, because I normally skip Catfish.
It's interesting. I went to Catfish because the mitts were in Village of Outcasts, and I didn't want to find the mitts. It's the mitts.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. You avoided the Village of
mirrorless
Outcasts like the plague.
Well, yeah,
you were
at that
really
point,
late to Village of Outcasts.
I have no flute, you know. I have no flute. I have no mirror. If I get these mitts, I don't have flippers. The only thing the mitts are doing for me is Hookshot Cave and mirrorless smiths. Blah, you know. So I thought, well, let's just play it safe, you know. Plus, I really didn't want to do Swordless Blind. So I figured, you know, I'll just run up to Catfish real quick. The odds are I'm gonna do this eventually anyway. Might as well do it right now. And oh, hey, a bow! That's sweet. All right, cool. Let's go turn in the green pendant on my way to Pod. Oh, hey, a flute! That's fantastic. And from there, the sea just kind of started laying itself out for me, right up until I found the mirror instead of the fire rod. I was really hoping for a fire rod in Ice Palace instead of the mirror, because that would have unlocked so much fewer locations.
Let me go ahead and speed through these real fast. Speeby 10th with a 149, Relkin 11th with a 150, Hydra 12th with a 151, Durand 13th with a 152, Frostbite with a 153, Zeroth with a 154. That's our 10th to 15th places.
So one thing I do want to ask both of you, and I'll kind of go to Weighty Words first with this. You were missing two pieces of the puzzle going into Death Mountain, right? You were either missing a sword and a cape, or two swords for Aga, or you were missing a hammer and a moon purple. So Kuchiri asked me while we were in Paradox Cave, would you clear Hera? My response was that I probably would not even check Spiral Cave. I would save and quit and go immediately to the Dark World, especially knowing that mitts are in the Dark World. Both of you, however, made the correct play not only to check Hera, but also to check Spike Cave. And also, Koi, I don't know if we mentioned this to you yet, Weighty Words took an unfortunate death right at the end of Spike Cave. So he actually missed boots for a couple minutes. But I wanted to ask both of you, and Weighty Words, we'll start with you. What was going through your mind when you decided to go ahead and clear Hera, knowing that you have Dark World access and knowing that the myths are in Village of Outcasts?
I really wanted to go into Spike Cave. Like, once I found the hammer and the Moon Pearl, I was like, this Spike Cave's also open, and Hera has 2 hints for me, and I do like checking the hints, and since it was the green pendant, I just decided to full clear it anyway, as long as I'm up here. It does take a while to get back to there, so I was kind of like hoping to look for the mirror or something like that, because without the mirror, it's really hard to get back to Hera. But it ended up working out because of that flute.
I didn't have a mirror. Like, there was no mirror. Like, that's
Just always do Hera?
Yeah, no, so like the idea is like, okay, so I know where the mitts are, right? And like I think, I have a hookshot, I have Dark World access, I can just grab the mitts and then I can do Hera with hookshot cave, right? But I don't have a mirror, which means I'm always going to do Hera before hookshot cave anyway.
Yep.
I'm just going to have to like climb the mountain all over again just to go to Hera. So why not just do it right now, you know? So like the only punish there was if the mirror was also in Village of Outcasts or something. Because then I'd found the mirror and the hookshot, and then I could route it so much cleaner. But there was not a situation to me where I didn't full clear Hera, so might as well do it right now.
Gotcha. Were there any decision point? Well, go ahead, Witty Words.
Yeah. Also, I got really suspicious with 3 Light World pendants
Right?
about the pedestal. I was very suspicious about it, so. That also influenced my decision.
If I
I'm kind of upset that Ped ended up being dead.
Like a mirror and pod, I absolutely would have just done it. Would have just pulled pedestal.
Yeah. I was gonna go pull pedestal after Swamp, but Swamp had Fire Rod. I was like, okay, the Ped's gonna have Fire Rod, and this is gonna be great, but I just found it in Swamp.
I almost thought that someone was going to pull Ped because a couple of you did finish off Desert. But while we're talking about this, Amarith is on to their Ganon Phase 4. Cassidy is a few rooms away from Aga 2. We're about to have both of our final restream runs. Oh, that's a triple! Triple on Amarith's side. 1 torch! 1 torch, 4 arrows. Way to go. Get your GGs in chat.
Aramith giving Ganon the business there. That's also actually really noteworthy for him. So for those that don't know, Aramith actually participated in the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament. So he's actually relatively new to racing and made it all the way to the semifinals. So he did very well in that tournament. It's kind of nice to see things like that coming from people who are newer to running the game.
That's awesome.
Amarith finished in 17th with a time of 1:58.29. Before him, Demolisher finished in 16th. But yeah, no, that I have not seen a single cycle Ganon Phase 4. Oh, Cassidy, buddy, pal, friend, you're not. You're not.
Oh baby, oh baby.
Wait for it.
Do 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 do.
Get your bomb drum pipes in chat.
The suspense is palpable.
Oh, he almost had it!
What happened to Cassidy this seed? Because Cassidy is one of those like 250 people that I think should beat me in every single race ever.
He skipped Hera. That's it.
And the Orphan Catfish.
Orphan Catfish skipped Hera. This is one of those things where, like, because, you know, yeah, it's always good to do the never dip pendant dungeons mentality, but sometimes it happens. You guys did the right play. You guys, you know, and I honestly think anyone who did not finish like early, because if you see some of the comments in SRL, you know, people were saying Flute was their go mode. So not that many people did in Hera when they could.
Yeah, and Cassidy found Bow before, or no, he found Flute before he found Bow. So that included a full clear of desert and a full clear of mire before he finally made his way back over to Catfish. I think Catfish was a literal last location for Cassidy. And that was right after last locationing the flute as well.
I see. Well, thanks so much for the interview, guys. Thank you so much for the commentary and tracking, but I gotta get back to playing seeds. Gotta keep practicing. Maybe one day I can beat weighty words.
All right.
Hey.
GG Koi. Don't forget to give all of our runners today a follow. But we also are joined by Amarith. GG Amarith.
Hey, GG's.
So, that's it, huh?
Oh, that flute location.
You might have heard us talk about it a little bit. Koi asked the question, why was Cassidy not in the top half or top fourth of these runners? And you experienced it yourself. You skipped Tahara. What was your thinking near the second half of this seed on where that flute could have been?
I was like set on it. I was like, okay, it's in Turtle Rock, it's on Trinex somewhere. I mean, I was like, man, we had so many pennant dungeons, and they were all in the light. I was like, is this gonna be the one? Is this gonna be the one where we get Moon Pearl on pedestal? Are we actually gonna do this? And no, that didn't happen. It was just like the hunt for the flute, and just, man, really, just all the items were in really strange locations today.
Yeah, the big difference between you and Cassidy versus Koi and Weighty Words is that when they went up to Death Mountain the first time, they cleared Hera. So they had a relatively, which I don't know, Koi ended up turning in the green pendant way before Weighty Words did, but they both at least had access to the flute pretty early in the season, relative to both you and Cassidy. Cassidy unfortunately orphaned the bow as well as the flute, so he had a really rough time.
Yeah, because I was thinking, if I didn't find enough Dark World access on in Paradox Cave, I was just going to go right up to Hera, but as soon as we got Dark World access, I was like, alright, it's crystal time, let's...
That's funny, because that's exactly what I said I would do. And that was like the worst decision you could make on this scene.
Alright, get your final GG's in chat for Cassidy, who just finished their game fight. By the way, amazing one cycle! Amazing one cycle on Ganon 4, by the way, Amaranth. I was hyped as hell.
Oh, I did? I didn't even notice. I wasn't like paying much attention. I was just like so like in the zone.
Yeah, you did that triple, and then you was able to slash and get the fourth one before the first lamp went out.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, just get it done. Let's get it done. I wanted to beat Cassidy for the first time like ever.
No, I mean, you beat him by 5 minutes. His official time in 18th place with 2:03.26.
Yeah, I've done a lot of runs with him in a tournament recently where he was giving me a lot of helps to actually be able to beat him because, you know, we were kind of thinking alike on seeds for a while. It's kind of nice.
We still have 5 runners left. Don't forget to, if you go onto Speedruns Live, you can see the remaining runners. Don't forget to give them some support on finishing their seeds. But yeah, no, as I said, like that Ganon fight, I have never seen one cycle. I've seen a bunch of triples, but I've never seen someone get a triple plus another single before the first torch goes out.
Well, I'm glad I could fulfill that for you then.
Yeah, no. Other than that, how did you feel like you were out of the seed?
I mean, if I had gone and gotten that flute like way earlier, I probably would have routed it like a little bit differently, but I was overall pretty much happy with it. I kept finding stuff along the way. I was like, okay, this seems like the logical progression. We're just gonna keep going from here and just sort of follow what the seed wants you to do. Like, nothing really felt too odd, aside from that bow on Catfish, which was just kind of thrown for a loop.
Yeah, bow on Catfish, progression on the green pendant. It was the swords being where they were relative to items. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of diving Skull Woods once you get Dark World access, especially if you enter at Village of Outcasts, but honestly, that's in a seed like this, it's kind of a hard call to make, knowing that mitts are in Village of Outcasts. So the swords were out of the way, just with the way the items fell. Like there was a lot of room for error in the seed, unfortunately. A lot of locations that people like to skip punish you in the seed.
Yeah, and that's just how rando is. Sometimes it's just, what are you gonna make the right decision this time, or are you gonna find the one miracle decision that you found the thing that no one else thought to do because it was the one weird thing to do this seed?
Yeah. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up. Cassidy will not be joining us for an interview, but GG to Cassidy. Excellent run. Really appreciate attempt at the Moldorm bouts. GG's to Koi, Weighty Words, and Amaranth. Please give these runners a follow. They really appreciate it. Special shout out to Trackers. Our commentary job would be literally impossible without you guys. Zeke Wolf and Link Force Zero, who helped out with tracking tonight. And also, thank you for commentating with me, Kuchiri. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was fun, Petrin. Aside from that, on behalf, don't forget to give all the speed gaming channels a follow. We have 1 through 6 plus our alternative language channels. It really helps out because, you know, if speed gaming didn't have its fans, we wouldn't be here every night. And aside from that, I made the Triforce beef with all you all.